Now, I'm not one to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicle Speaks.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
So in today's installment of As the Ex-Mogul Turns, Diddy has been hit with 7 new lawsuits from the Buzbee Law Firm and the Ava Law Group. Now, many of these lawsuits include pictures and tell exactly what allegedly happened at these white parties, forcing many of these victims to be passed around to Diddy and his celebrity friends like party favors, all while these John and Jane Does were in a sedated-like state. Now, Diddy's attorney Mark Agnifilo filed a motion shortly after these lawsuits dropped, requesting that the judge orders the filing of these civil lawsuits stopped, as it is hurting his client's case and essentially giving the prosecution a W and making it hard for Diddy to fight his federal case. So we are going to break these lawsuits down and so much more, but before we do, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any news regarding this case and so much more. Now let's get back into it.
We intend to name people in these lawsuits, and I expect that there will be some people named in these lawsuits that will raise some eyebrows.
So Tony Buzbee took to Instagram yesterday saying the following: the Buzbee Law Firm, along with co-counsel Ava Law Group and New York local counsel Curris Law, is filing 7 cases today alleging aggravated SA, S-abuse, and S-exploitation against Sean Diddy Combs and those entities with whom he has been affiliated. Several other individuals are referenced in the case filings but are not at this time formally named as defendants. The cases are being brought for conduct that occurred as far back as the year 2000, but most of the events described occurred in the year 2022. The egregious conduct set out in the lawsuits occurred in New York, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas. 4 of the alleged victims in these cases are male, 3 are female. 1 alleged victim was 17 at the time of the alleged occurrence. Another was only 13. We will let the allegations in the filed complaint speak for themselves and will work to seek that justice is done. We expect to be filing cases weekly, naming Mr. Combs and others as defendants as we continue to gather evidence and prepare the filings. Lead counsel, Tony Buzbee. And as you can imagine, Diddy and his attorneys are not liking the way this is going. Diddy is literally in federal court fighting for his life.
I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
So to summarize this 6-page document, Diddy's attorney Mark Agnifilo argues that the numerous inflammatory statements made by witnesses and their counsel have attacked Mr. Combs' character and credibility, thus jeopardizing the fairness of his trial. And then he also references specific instances where these lawyers for the different accusers have made damaging claims in the media, asserting that this violates Local Rule 23.1, which prohibits extrajudicial comments likely to interfere with the trial. Lastly, Diddy's attorney is requesting that the court make these parties remove any offensive online posts and disclose any communication that may have facilitated such statements, particularly if encouraged by the government. They stress the urgency of their request, citing ongoing media coverage that exasperated the situation daily, and request a response by October 30th, 2024. Now, of those 7 lawsuits that Tony Buzbee stated he will be filing, only 5 of those are currently available at the time of this recording. We will go over those 5 today, and when the other 2 become available, we'll be back for more. So let's get into the factual allegations of lawsuit number 1. On or around September 7th, the year 2000, plaintiff, then 13 years old, had a friend drop her off at Radio City Music Hall in New York City so she could try to attend the Video Music Awards, also known as the VMAs. Plaintiff arrived at the venue and saw large crowds gathering as artists and entertainers began arriving. As the event began, the crowd moved inside, but plaintiff, without a ticket, remained outside. Determined to get into an after party, she approached several limousine drivers attempting to talk her way into the VMAs. One of the limousine drivers she spoke to claimed to work for defendant Combs. He told her that Combs liked younger girls and said that she fit what Diddy was looking for, not allowing her into the awards but inviting her to an after party. The driver instructed plaintiff to return around 9:30 to 10 p.m., promising to take her to the party. Later that evening, plaintiff excitedly returned to the driver, who drove her alone in a black limousine with black interior. After approximately 20 20 minutes, plaintiff arrived at a large white house with a gated U-shaped driveway. Once inside, two men asked plaintiff to sign a non-disclosure agreement, informing her that she could not discuss what happened at the party. She gave them her name and signed the form, but did not receive a copy. Inside the house, plaintiff recognized many celebrities in what appeared to be a living room. Waitstaff carried trays of drinks and loud music played throughout the house. Plaintiff observed widespread drug use, including marijuana and cocaine. Plaintiff accepted a drink, a reddish-yellow mixture that tasted like orange juice, cranberry juice, and something bitter. After drinking just one drink, plaintiff began to feel woozy and lightheaded, making her need to lie down. A photograph of an actual exemplary container used by Combs and/or his agents or employees to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below. Looking for a place to rest, plaintiff entered what she believed to be an empty bedroom so she could lie down for a moment. She did not lock the door. Soon after, Combs, along with a male and female celebrity, entered the room. Combs aggressively approached plaintiff with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her and said, "You are ready to party." Combs then threw plaintiff towards another male celebrity, Celebrity A, who removed plaintiff's clothes as she grew more and more disoriented. Plaintiff was held down by Celebrity A, who vaginally R-ed her, while Combs and Celebrity B, who was a female, watched. After male celebrity finished, Combs then vaginally R-ed plaintiff, while Celebrity A and Celebrity B watched. Combs attempted to force plaintiff to perform oral sex on him, but she resisted by hitting Combs in the neck. He stopped. Plaintiff grabbed her clothes and shoes and left the bedroom, roaming naked through the house, looking for the exit as the party continued. Once outside, plaintiff put her clothes back on and left the scene in the dark. Eventually, plaintiff reached a gas station. A female clerk noticed her distress and allowed her to use the phone. Plaintiff called her father, admitted that she had lied about her whereabouts, and asked him to pick her up. After the assault, plaintiff fell into a deep depression, which continues to affect every facet of her life. Now let's get into the second lawsuit, factual allegations. In or around 2022, during a promotional party for the launch of Combs' Ciroc vodka drink, defendant Combs, S.A. plaintiff, a businessman from the Los Angeles area and owner of a family business specializing in renting luxury cars and jewelry. Over the previous years, plaintiff had established a business relationship with Combs, who was a customer of his rental business, often renting vehicles or jewelry for himself or those in his entourage. Combs personally invited plaintiff to a Ciroc party. Plaintiff accepted based on he and Combs' past relationship. Combs told plaintiff that many other high-profile guests in the music and entertainment business would attend the party. Plaintiff saw the party as an opportunity to further promote himself and his business. Once at the party, plaintiff noticed many high-profile guests. Plaintiff took the photograph below, which shows Combs on a couch discussing the Ciroc business with other high-profile individuals. Multiple bottles of Combs' Ciroc vodka can be seen on the table. During the event, Combs instructed plaintiff to join him in Combs' private office. Plaintiff went into the office where the two were alone. Plaintiff assumed Combs wanted to have a discussion about business. However, plaintiff immediately realized Combs was intoxicated and acting strangely. Combs began awkwardly moving closer towards plaintiff. As he did so, Combs removed his pants and exposed his genitals to plaintiff. Combs continued to move closer and then grabbed plaintiff's genitals through his pants, squeezing them in a rough and sexual manner. Plaintiff, shocked and disoriented, frozen momentarily, and did not know how to respond to the weirdly inappropriate sexual advance made by Combs. This situation escalated until another individual, professional athlete A, entered the office and intervened, which ended the Combs' assault of plaintiff. At this moment, plaintiff escaped from Combs and left the office. After escaping the office, plaintiff left the party to return home. To help plaintiff document this encounter, plaintiff took a photograph of the Ciroc vodka Combs gave to him at the party that Combs ultimately essayed plaintiff. It is shown below. As a result of this incident, plaintiff has suffered significant emotional distress and trauma. He continues to deal with the psychological and emotional consequences of the events that happened in Combs' private office. Next lawsuit, factual allegations. Plaintiff, a dedicated personal trainer, worked with celebrities and other notable individuals concerning their health and fitness. In or around 2022, a fashion designer who plaintiff trained told him she shared videos showcasing plaintiff's distinctive workouts and exercises with defendant Combs. This fashion designer told plaintiff that Combs was impressed with plaintiff's training regime and wanted to meet plaintiff and feature him in a video. Fashion designer eventually extended an invitation to plaintiff for him to attend an exclusive award show after party in Los Angeles hosted by Combs. The invitation stated a private car would pick plaintiff up from his residence and escort him to the party. As promised, on June 27, 2022, a black Lincoln Navigator arrived to escort plaintiff to Combs' residence in the Hollywood Hills. When plaintiff arrived at the party, one of Combs' business associates greeted him at the entrance. The person explained plaintiff needed to execute a non-disclosure agreement as a condition of entry into the party. Plaintiff ultimately consented to the agreement because he wanted to meet Combs and have an opportunity to promote himself and his business. Combs' associate did not provide plaintiff with a copy of the executed non-disclosure agreement. After signing the agreement, Combs' associate then handed plaintiff a drink which looked like a typical tequila soda with a cranberry juice mixture. Combs' associate instructed plaintiff to drink the beverage as another condition to gain entry into the party. Plaintiff obliged and took several sips of the drink. Once inside the residence, a model and current client of plaintiff greeted him. Plaintiff felt more comfortable and at ease after seeing a familiar face. Plaintiff observed numerous celebrities in attendance at the party, adding to a glamorous yet overwhelming atmosphere. Eventually, a business associate of Combs guided plaintiff from a large room illuminated with lights into a smaller room. There, plaintiff observed approximately a dozen individuals, including several well-known figures who were engaging in group sex activities. Once inside this smaller room, plaintiff began to feel disoriented, dizzy, and weak, far beyond what he would expect from consuming a single alcoholic beverage. It became clear to him that something was wrong. He later realized someone had drugged him. A photograph of an actual exemplary container used by Combs and/or his agents or employees to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below. At this moment of realizing his significant impairment, Combs approached plaintiff, removed his pants, and began performing non-consensual oral sex on him. Combs then directed plaintiff to perform oral sex on another individual in the room, known as Celebrity A. Due to the haze of the drug he had been clandestinely served, plaintiff could not resist Combs' coercion and ordering. He felt trapped inside his own body, unable to control it or understand what was happening around him. As a result, plaintiff was forced to perform non-consensual oral sex onto Celebrity A. After Celebrity A finished, this individual spit into plaintiff's mouth. At this point, the drugs in plaintiff's system were progressively hampering his motor skills and memory. The drug caused him to lose consciousness for brief periods of time. While in and out of consciousness, individuals at the party forced plaintiff into sexual acts with both men and women. Plaintiff's physical disposition made it impossible for him to reject their advances or otherwise control his body. These individuals, including Combs, essentially passed plaintiff's drug body around like a party favor for their sexual enjoyment. The drugs in plaintiff's system ultimately caused him to completely lose consciousness for an extended period of time. Plaintiff does not recall anything after this point. When plaintiff finally regained consciousness, he found himself outside of his apartment, disoriented, without a shirt, and without his phone. Plaintiff is unaware who took him back to his apartment or how he got there. As a direct result of the traumatic events at Combs' party, plaintiff has suffered severe emotional and psychological trauma, financial harm, and a significant loss of livelihood. Next lawsuit, factual allegations. On or around December 2022, plaintiff, a 29-year-old independent music artist who wrote, sang, rapped, and produced music, was invited to a party in New York City hosted by Combs. Plaintiff was invited along with several of her friends, also independent musicians. Upon arrival, plaintiff observed a large, white, elegant residence which stood apart from the other homes in the area and was accessed by a long, curved driveway. The house was adorned with lavish decor, featuring a grand entryway, a spacious room, and a large glass table. Once inside, servers offered platters of food and drinks, creating a luxurious and upscale atmosphere. Plaintiff quickly recognized various celebrities from the music industry and television, including Combs himself. As plaintiff mingled with other guests, she noticed the widespread use of drugs, including cocaine, pills, and marijuana. Those employed and working in conspiracy with Combs pressured all guests to consume the drugs that were being provided and served by the house staff. Plaintiff declined the repeated offers. That evening, plaintiff drank a single glass of wine, consuming no other substances. At some point during the event, plaintiff was approached by and engaged in a conversation with Combs about her music career. Combs expressed interest in her work, stating his desire to help elevate her career by featuring her on a track. Combs advanced the interaction by inviting plaintiff to his office, suggesting they discuss the advancement of her career in private. After arriving in the office, plaintiff began feeling disoriented as if she was slipping in and out of consciousness. It became clear to her at this time that she had been drugged by Combs. A photograph of the actual exemplary container used by Combs and or his agents or employees to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below. Due to the effects of her drug drink, Combs R'd and SA'd plaintiff. Plaintiff could not stop him from doing so, as if she was trapped inside her body, not participating but not able to resist. The next thing plaintiff clearly remembers is waking up around 6 o'clock a.m., confused and disoriented in the same office where the assault took place. After checking herself, plaintiff discovered blood on her legs from her V area and bruising on her lip. She also found deep imprints in her arms and wrists, suggesting she had been tied with ropes. Additionally, she felt significant pain and soreness in her V region. Overwhelmed with fear and panic, plaintiff frantically searched for her belongings, including her phone and clothes, but she could not find them. Instead, she discovered a pair of pants, a shirt, and slides, which she quickly put on before trying to escape. Plaintiff eventually left the residence. As a result of this incident, plaintiff has suffered significant emotional distress and trauma. She continues to deal with the psychological and emotional consequences of the assault. Next lawsuit, factual allegations. Defendant Sean Combs' infamous Las Vegas parties were legendary events known for their exclusivity, extravagance, and celebrity guest lists. These high-profile parties attracted A-list celebrities from across the entertainment, fashion, and business worlds. The events were lavishly decorated, featured live music performances, and boasted top-tier food and beverages. The atmosphere at these parties was one of opulence and luxury, often making headlines for their celebrity guest lists, over-the-top entertainment, and the stunning aesthetics of the event. Many unsuspecting individuals were recruited to attend these parties. Some individuals were recruited in various cities and were paid to fly in to attend these functions. On Memorial Day weekend of 2014, plaintiff and two of her friends visited Las Vegas to stay at the Hotel Rio. While there, plaintiff contacted various people she met in the entertainment industry in order to find out if any cool events would be taking place. One such contact was an entertainer who identified himself as International Smooth, who plaintiff had met several years prior at a party in Miami. Plaintiff was never able to ascertain his legal name, but connected with him on Instagram using that moniker. Plaintiff discovered that Smooth was in Las Vegas through his Instagram stories, and after contacting him, discovered that he worked for Combs as a party promoter. Smooth invited plaintiff to an exclusive party at Las Vegas's popular poolside lounge called Club Rehab. Smooth made it clear that this was an exclusive celebrity party and plaintiff's two friends were not invited, only plaintiff. Despite having some awkwardness with the prohibition, plaintiff, with the encouragement of her friends, decided to attend the party to potentially network with the influential people there. While at the party, plaintiff met celebrities including Mary J. Blige, Lil' Kim, and Nicki Minaj. She saw more that she did not meet. Plaintiff took pictures or videos with many of these celebrities and posted them to her private Instagram page. Plaintiff was also introduced to Combs, who greeted her and said he hoped she'd had a lot of fun at the party. Eventually, the party at Club Rehab died down and plaintiff was invited by Smooth to an after party at Combs' suite at the Planet Hollywood Hotel. While there, plaintiff spoke to Combs again and he directed her to a bar area with tens of dozens of open bottles of his Ciroc branded vodka. Combs directed plaintiff to grab a bottle and help herself. Plaintiff also took videos of Combs at the party and posted them to her Instagram. Stills from the video are shown below. Plaintiff did as what was suggested by Combs and took a few sips of what she thought to be vodka from one of the open bottles, but about 40 minutes after having 1 to 2 drinks from the Ciroc bottle, plaintiff began to feel nauseated and dizzy, slowly losing control of her motor functions. This occurred at around 8 o'clock p.m. in the evening. A photograph of an actual exemplary container used by Combs and or his agents or employees to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below. Plaintiff informed Smooth that she did not feel well and likely would need to leave the party soon. Smooth directed her to an empty bedroom in the suite and told her to lie down there until she felt better. He told her not to worry about being disturbed because the door would be locked. The next thing plaintiff recalls is waking up the following morning feeling groggy and sore. Her entire body hurt and it felt difficult to move. As soon as she awoke, she saw Combs Combs in the corner of the room, shirtless and yelling loudly with animation at someone over the phone. He was the only person in the room with her, and it was clear that someone else had been in the bed with her. Out of fear of confusion, plaintiff remained silent and still until Combs left the room and she heard the front door to the suite close. Plaintiff eventually got up and realized she was naked, and her general soreness was more aggravated in her genital area. Plaintiff was horrified to realize that she was AR'd by Combs. She found her belongings, including her dead cell phone, and made her way back to the Hotel Rio where her friends were staying. Upon arrival to the Hotel Rio, plaintiff friends were shocked to see the state she was in. They tried to help her. Plaintiff indicated that all she wanted to do was shower and rest. Plaintiff ended up sleeping for 2 entire days after that. She only remembered vague glimpses of her friends trying to wake her up and offer her water. Afterwards, her friends told her that they did their best to take care of her during this time, but she was largely incoherent. In the aftermath of the assault, plaintiff struggled with intense emotional pain and mental health issues. Feeling disgusted and deeply depressed, plaintiff has experienced a significant impact on her personal life. She struggles to maintain relationships or be in party atmospheres due to the assault. Not a day goes by for plaintiff without thinking of the traumatic incident. All of these situations are very scary to hear about, and they're even harder to report on. I feel like every last person, whether being celebrity or not, that actually did wrong with Diddy during these parties or events need to be held accountable. They don't need to just pay to make this go away. They need to stand trial right alongside Diddy. Now, I know that was a lot, but what I need to do is hear from you. What do you think about everything going on in the world of Diddy? What do you think about these new lawsuits? Leave a comment, and you know how we do. We'll talk about it down below. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Once again, thanks for watching. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on any of my new episodes.